Red Summer, Red Pillar, Scorpion King. Let's get it. Dear Summer, it's the Mr. November, the Deer Hunter. It's the one and only. That's right.
To this day,
but when the sun is on me,
to this day,
never got a number, and the number phony. I was off the market, hot girls spent their summers lonely. I'm calling out devils by their name like Michael Jackson in front of Sony. With little Uzis and cannons and drama, I'm another Coney. Shooters get the bone bracelets, the little brothers bony. Just like my mama told me, tenderonis trying to give a son to Yoni. T-O-N-Y, I'm looking like another Tony. Fighting the urges, the night of the purges. At the height of inertia, they grew at the height of the servers. When the red lights ignited in Persia, fervor. At the sight of the mergers, the spirits performing, they lyrics is pouring. I'm hearing the foreigns. They say that they woke, but I'm hearing them snoring. We want the woke, like Charlemagne and God, envy and ye. We want all the smoke. We descendants of Indian chiefs. We loyal to a fault. In these streets with ease on my feet. They see the God and they envying me. And all the royals in the court. There's some NBCs and loyal to the court.
Police
started salting and killing, altering feelings, altered beasts and alternate buildings. All for the love of drug dealing. Had us toiling and tilling in the soil and the salt. Had us drilling by the millions. So they could burn all the oil from the vault. Now the earth is shaking and we sitting here boiling the fault in the fault. They know that I'm greedy and gluttonous. Dashiki is buttonless. The way to go, made to go. Rocket in the pocket like Jada Flow. Snowman niggas said that they made us snow. See them in the freezer off at Trader Joe. The traders know. They put us in the dirt, yeah, they made us grow. Like Mr. Potato Nose. Operation Red Nose. Yeah, they made us glow. The haters know who killed Malcolm X. Yeah, the traitors know. Yeah, the traitors know. You are now witnessing the ruthlessness of an Afro-futurist. Scorpion King from Pluto where future is. Beast Mobile, Bixby and Lutheran. The rings are sagged on the fingers of some ruthless kids. Just them a ringer like chicken fingers on the ruthless shit. Door slips like the wings of dragons on the ruthless whips. Coops and shit. Autonomous and roof through strips. No hands like the brains on a toothless chick. Flying in the planes, the shipwreck. Lucas bricks, it through like lubricant. Putrament, putrefying like 2%. This is Jesus Christ superstar. No salute. We want all the smoke in the hookah set. And all of the accoutrements. Drop the location, the 2%.
All right, y'all. That right there that you just heard is the intro titled Dear Summer off of the Red Summer album. All right, make sure y'all go out and stream the Red Summer album, or if you want to make that a collector's item, because you understand how art appreciates in value, you will go ahead and go to the redsummermerch.com right there, the link below, and grab that up. You know what I'm talking about? So yes, peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Welcome to another episode of Third Eye Thursdays. As you can tell and as you can see, we are not on the main page. As you can tell and as you can see, we are not on the main page. That page was suspended by YouTube. Hold on, let me see something. Let me see if I can add it. Never know. But right. So yeah, I got a strike on the Note Ledge media page after they took down my broadcast last week, or earlier this week for that matter, Melanin Monday. They stopped me in midstream. You know what I'm talking about? So understand that the censors are real. And if you know how we kick it, we don't kick it where we kick it in code. You know what I'm talking about? We utilize code language. So what I need y'all to do is to spread the word and let the family know that we are live and direct. I'm gonna need y'all to share this video on your social medias. I'm gonna go ahead and even share mine on the gram and whatnot and let the family know that we live. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. We're gonna do a roll call. You know what I mean? We're gonna do a roll call. We're gonna see who's in the building. But let me go ahead and catch this. Red Summer NFT. Yes, Red Summer NFT, definitely. I just can't give you an exact date on when that's going to be, but definitely a Red Summer NFT is on the way. Yes, indeed. All right. Peace, family on the gram. Peace to the Instagram family. I'm going to need y'all to tap in. We are on live on YouTube, TH3RD. This is the backup account, which is Know the Ledge Radio. Go to Know the Ledge Radio if you want to tap into TH3RD. Peace. Make sure y'all hit that like button. You know what I'm talking about? Make sure y'all hit that like button. Right. So apparently the strike lasts 1 week. So I'm going to have to wait a whole week in order to get back on the main page. But at the end of the day, it's a wake up. It's one of those things that sometimes you need to be constantly reminded that these platforms that we're on, we are just on borrowed time on these platforms. These are not our platforms. These platforms are not meant to protect us. These platforms have not been coded and built and designed to basically put us on a pedestal and make sure that our word gets around to millions of people. But unfortunately, against the wishes of these platforms in the program, that is exactly what has happened. So as a result of that, there's something that's called pushback, right? And pushback is what you see when you're in this age of censorship and things of that nature. It didn't come out of anywhere. This has been planned for a very long time. They were laying the groundwork for many years, and we were following it, and we were highlighting the fact that they were laying the groundwork. But now we're in an age where, we don't have to even talk about it. We don't even have to say anything. It's in everybody's face. When you own Theta token, you could be your own platform. Exactly, right? So in grand fashion, right? In grand fashion, what has happened? The matrix, or the world as we know it and whatnot, is beginning to push us in a direction to adapt new technologies, to get on new platforms. Is exactly the same thing that happened when we were nervous about leaving MySpace to an unknown platform called Facebook. Then after that, people were nervous about leaving Facebook and going to an unknown app called Instagram that was only about picture sharing, right? Think about it. MySpace was more technically advanced. There was videos. You were utilizing HTML code. You could put up posts and whatnot. You could even put hyperlinks. Then when you got to Facebook, they scaled that back a little bit. I remember you couldn't even share videos at one point. Then when you get to Instagram, they even scaled that back a bit, because at first it was only picture sharing, not video. You did not hear people talk. People were not able to speak. It was only the illusion of the photograph. That's what people were banking off of, right? Then you go into Snapchat, and then you also go into Twitter, which is 140 characters, a limited amount of quote unquote thought that you had to put down inside of that thought bubble and whatnot. But you only limited to 140 characters, right? And then on Snapchat, you're only limited to a certain amount of time. So you have to get your thing off in a certain amount of time. There's pros and cons to that. One of the pros from what I could see from my perspective is that I could sit back and listen to TikTok videos where certain people are dropping knowledge and they do it in 1 minute, as opposed to taking 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour to get certain points across. They've now been able to micromanage the information into a 30-minute, a 30-second, or a 60-second soundbite. You know what I'm talking about? That's commendable. That's commendable. So as people pick up on these apps, and then let's not even talk about TikTok. TikTok is not even a whole full minute in some degrees. It's like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 60 seconds, So Snapchat, TikTok, and then I guess the next app that comes out, it will be even more or less control of these quote unquote mediums and whatnot. And it'll continue that cycle, right? But before I begin, how rude of me, let's do the roll call for the family that's in the building. I know it's not a lot of us, because the majority of the people don't even know about this backup channel that I have right here. But I fret not. This will be going on Patreon. I am going to push the Patreon page. I'm a solution-based type of person. So if I see censorship is taking down the conversations that I'm having, if the censorship is beginning to quote unquote penalize me from saying what I want to say, violating the my First Amendment, violating my right to speech, because I'm not even saying it. I'm not saying nothing that's going to put anybody in danger. And I mean, we might ask questions, or we might pose, a narrative that goes against the quote unquote narrative that everybody has either been forced to get down with or voluntarily got down with. This is about narrative at the end of the day. This is about controlling the narrative. It has nothing to do with anything else. If you don't see that, then I would definitely advise that you study more. No judgment. Just study a little bit more, my genius. Go a little bit deeper and whatnot. But this shit right here, this is about a level of control that you probably have never seen before, so you don't even know what you're seeing. Right? We got Seminole, Florida, the land of the hidden mounds, in the building. We have Tennessee in the building, Clarksville. Shout out to Tennessee. Right? We got Florida in the building. Shout out to Florida in the building. All right. We got Clarksville. Florida protects social media influencers. That's very good to know. Phoenix in the building. Shout out to Phoenix. Mississippi in the building. 954 Lauderdale. All right. What's popping? Cashville was really good. I see you, Cashville. Tennessee. So yeah, I'm gonna bring a guest on tonight that I had. He was in the wings on Monday's show. I was just warming things up. You feel me? I was definitely just warming things up. And BTW, I was able to salvage that episode, even though it is banned from YouTube. And it seems like Facebook banned it as well. But I was able to salvage it. And that also is going to be on the Patreon page. There's already lectures. There's about 180 posts that's already on Patreon. Some stuff you've never seen before, some stuff you probably seen before but don't see anymore on these public pages. A lot of that stuff is on the Patreon. I'm going to be doing lives to my Patreon members I even have a goal. I have a goal by next week to have 99 Patreons. Right now it's down to like 25, man. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's not my focus. I haven't been focused on my Patreon, but especially now seeing what they're doing, that is definitely something that I've been forced to do, you know, and that's a good thing. That's definitely a good thing to sway my attention and more of my energy to a paid membership, a select audience who, you know, is a quality audience because they want something and they're willing to fund it and things of that nature. And their patronage is something that is needed in these days and times because, like I said, none of these channels have been monetized. I never look for them to be monetized. I don't need them to be monetized because that has nothing to do with this information. As you can see, that has never stopped me in more than a decade and change from doing what I do. There's no price tag attached to what I do. I'm not doing this shit for the motherfucking Chuck E. Cheese tokens, my nigga. I'm not doing it for that because, to be honest with you, y'all couldn't pay me the worth that this shit out here that we're doing is. There's no fucking ticket for that. You know what I mean? I don't even think that they could calculate if you really want to get down and talk about social capital and whatnot. I don't think they could calculate it. But if they did calculate it, that shit would be in the B's or the T's. Billy or Trilly, my niggas. Talk black to me. Billy or Trilly. You know what I'm talking about?
To this day.
Yeah.
To this day.
No. Let you know where to sign up. Thank you for asking. The sign up is patreon.com/red pillar. I'm gonna take y'all over there right now. Before we even get into the conversation, let's handle the announcements first, right? Let's definitely handle the announcements. And this is one of the big announcements. This is very important, right? Because Lord forbid anything ever happens to the page and the platform is gone, right? This is where I will be able to be found. This is where I will be doing more exclusive works. You know what I mean? This is where I can be found on my Patreon page, right? Red Pillar. I'm talking about. Shout out to H-Town in the building. I see you. Salute to H-Town. Salute to Screwston. You know what I'm talking about? TSU. Riding them stock. Yep. You already know what it is, man. Let's go ahead and go take a little scroll through the page, making sure. So we got membership levels. We got copper, $5 per month. We got gold, $10 per month, and we got shungite. You know what I'm talking about? $25 per month. That's chump change. You know what I mean? That's you can't even smoke to 25 these days where I'm at. You know what I'm talking about? That can't even get you right. You need at least 40 and better. You know what I'm talking about? It used to be $5. Shit, it used to be $3. You know what I'm talking
To
about?
this day.
It used to be $3.
To this day.
A tray bag. Now you need at least 40 to get right. Or unless you're getting them $2 shots from the goddamn gas station. But yeah, shungite, that's $25 per month. That's exclusive posts, videos, PDFs, and live streams. You get the PDFs from most of these lectures that I'm doing and whatnot. Yeah, this is the about me. Hold on. This is the about me. These are recent posts. I got the Passion Economy lecture up there, part 1 and part 2, how to strive and thrive. You know what I'm talking about? That's unlocked to select members. I believe the 25 Shungite, the Shungite members get to see exclusives like that. Maybe even the $10 ones. Y'all check that out. You know what I mean? We have exclusive interviews that we do on other channels. So we consolidated underneath this roof, me and Blue. Well, really me, but that's the interview that I had with Blue. Interview that I had right here with my good brother Raheem Shabazz. You know what I'm talking about? Here's some Melanin Mondays. You know, here's a Third Eye Thursdays. So it's 236 more posts, right? So I've been very active on my Patreon. It's not just like it's been sitting there and whatnot. I've been active and activating principles on it for a minute now. And it's definitely that time to begin to migrate from the YouTube platforms. Can you pay for the whole year? I surely believe so. I surely believe so. Right? Yeah, so if it's a nickel bag of funk, you know what I'm talking about? A nickel bag, a nickel bag of some K2, the K deuce. Have your ass talking to yourself with no Bluetooth on, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas will be blogging to themselves. You have a podcast with yourself. You know what I'm talking about? You got a podcast co-hosting yourself. Nigga just talking to himself all day like it's Rory and Maul. I'm good. I'm gonna pay the 40 because I don't trust nothing under 40 these days. Niggas is out here, they lacing the weed with the Fetty. The $3 joints, $5 blunts. Yeah, that's that Reggie right there. I am not touching it, bro. I promise you. I won't trust it. I do not trust that. I'm gonna pass on that. I'm gonna pass on that $3 joint, my genius. You know? So yes, back to the business, Patreon. I'm gonna keep that up here right there. I definitely need all of my quality of membership. There may be some people that's watching me for the first time. Y'all have no clue whatsoever who I am, what I do, and why I do it. And it's all good. Stay, keep tapping in, go into the archives, make yourself familiar. But for the people who've been here for a while, I'm giving y'all the bat signal, you know what I'm saying? The end of the road for a platform such as YouTube and even the gram at the end of the day is almost here. And that's a decision that you got to make, because when I'm not able to be found, then I just won't be able to be found. I hope and I pray that your source of information or whatever pill that you're taking or wherever your quote unquote outlet or your fountain that you drink from, I pray that you got clean water versus dirty water. I just pray that wherever you tapped into is going to assist you in health, wealth, and knowledge of self, amongst other things that you get from channels such as this. And I bid you farewell. And I just say it's been great. Dancing, dancing with the devil in the blue pale light and in the blue moonlight. It's been fun. It's been fun over the years. But I'm definitely beginning to shift operations off of these medias. And I'm gonna also, I don't know if I'm gonna show the article right now, right? I might not show it right now, but I'm gonna get into it down the line. I'm working on, well, right now I'm kind of wrestling with myself if I want to do my next series after I do this Thrive and Strive. I'm also got to talk about that. But I'm thinking about doing In Too Deep 21 or a follow-up from a lecture that I did in the beginning of the year, American Gods 4.4, when it was entitled, let me see, I'm gonna pull it up. I might do a sequel to this right here. No, it wasn't that. It was this shit right here. Boom. It's a wrap. Yeah, it's a wrap. I think I might do a follow-up to American Gods Savage Mode. This was 21 hashtag 21 Savage. It's a wrap. And I did this, I believe, in the beginning of the year. And what I was talking about in this lecture was why I entitled it It's a Wrap. Henceforth, 21 Savage is metaphorically, that's 2021, a savage year, right? So we took the iconography of 21 Savage and we juxtaposed it on this year and what the energy of this year represented, that this was going to be a savage fucking year. And going into the fourth quarter, this starts in October. We're in the fourth quarter. In a few days, right? In a few days, we're going to be reaching the fourth quarter of 2021. And niggas are asking, where the hell did it go? But not only are you asking where the hell did 2021 go, if you sit back and really think about it, you will see how savage this whole year has been. But don't fret not, my niggas. That's why I'm here. You don't talk about. That's why I'm developing these pills for. You know, you might not be able to see it. It's a lot of shit going on, and you might not be able to see it. Like I say, you might be smoking that K2 or some shit from the motherfucking corner store. I don't know what you in, but everybody is not privy to see things the same way, or everybody doesn't have that clarity. So we're gonna be doing a part deuce to this. This is gonna be a follow-up. You feel me? This right here is gonna be a follow-up. But at the end of this month, for this month, you know, I do a lecture or workshop every month. At the end of this month, we have this coming up, right? So as you could look around and see in society these days, especially with the stock market falling on Monday and taking a spiral damn near this whole week, cryptocurrency and altcoins as well, right? We're beginning to see kinks in the armor. We're beginning to see cracks in the dam and whatnot. We're beginning to see shifts, right? They're very indicative of a crisis that is looming, right? We see all of the mandates that are coming down with these quote unquote ultimatums for people to make by the end of September or early October in lieu of the Jabberwocky, right? Or them walking off of their quote unquote place of labor. So there's a lot of people making life's decisions, and right, like you know, everything is about timing. So in the right time, the right people with the right information will appear to be able to answer questions or to give people options, because this is about options. This is about having options versus a lack of options, having a plethora, having an abundance of options, being able to not get nervous, being able to not feel like you're in a corner and whatnot, being able to not want to shrink because you feel like life is weighing down on you, having options, and knowing that we live in a day and time where there's going to be situations that's going to push us out of our comfort zone. And all of this boogeyman shit that's going on where the world is blanketed by fear and there's a programming going on of everybody around you. Just know that this is a process. Just know that this has been written. Just know that this is a spiritual situation taking place, and it's taking and is you know, is manifesting itself on a physical plane. But it may be time for you to get up and go. But it may be time for you to leave that job just over broke. But it may be time to tap into your knowledge of your quote unquote talents and your gifts. Or it may be time, especially the young ones that are out there, to become your own boss. So my special guest and my special teacher for this lecture, the brother by the name of MANSA Mooks, he is going to be bringing the MANSA Freedom Plan. He's going to be talking about DeFi, crypto banking, insurance adjusting, future and options, right? Option trading. And that's going to be only on Zoom. And that's going to be on Thursday, September the 30th. The link is in the description. The link is in the description. All right. Or you could go to Eventbrite and get tickets. And all you have to put in is the quote unquote words MANSA.Eventbrite. 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 And it'll take you right there. All right. So that's on Thursday. That's only on Zoom. And that's information for the family by a brother who is really out there getting to the bag. You know I'm talking about? Really out there doing the work, and he has knowledge about how to do these things. And he's going to be able to bring people under his wing and help y'all in these days and times with something that you could really get up and do versus sit around and speculate, waste time, waste your goddamn faith, you know, make people around you feel like you're a fucking loser and a vagabond because you're not bringing nothing to the table. Versus if you tap into somebody who's doing something and has options and has different avenues or different streams that you could drink from. I mean, you don't got to be a rocket scientist to figure it out. Okay. So that's my announcement. That's my commercial. You know, I promote my own things, right? It's only right. If you don't promote it, no one else will. Okay. So tap into that. I look forward to seeing all of y'all in the building for that workshop at the end of the month. All right. And inshallah, if all goes well, I have the brother pop up tonight and share some information. You feel me? Drop some gems on the family and whatnot. Cause he had some shit lined up on Monday. Cause remember that the crash was on Monday in China. And he had bars for you niggas. Like he was ready to rinse his gun, but they went and clipped my live. So, you know, that's on pause. Hopefully he'll be able to come through tonight. He's been doing some work, some consultations. But we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see if the brother's able to come through. And if he is, you'll get a glimpse of what you're gonna get in the workshop. All right. So yes, I'm in YouTube jail. They got me in YouTube jail. They got me on a 23-hour lockdown. You know what I'm talking about? They got me on the lockdown. They talking about putting me in the box if I keep acting up and whatnot. They was real, you know, they was trying to talk greasy in their email, but I had to hit them back and appeal it and be like, listen, if we can't ask questions, then what are we doing? Like, what are you talking about? If we can't ask simple questions, then what are we doing? What is this? You know what I'm talking about? I'm on my channel asking questions. What are we doing? Since when are asking questions become putting people in danger? I'm asking questions. Is there an impending danger? I want to know about the danger. But anyway, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It is definitely all good. We know what it is and we know what it's not. You know what it is and we know what it's not. The situation at the border in Texas with the Haitian refugees, I talked about that on Monday. We're all the way up to Thursday. And I see that there's been, they said that they had some Haitians hijacking buses and whatnot. They had some situations where they dropped them off at the airport in Haiti and the Haitians was hijacking planes or trying to hijack planes. You know, the conditions on in Haiti is very harsh for the citizens of Haiti. So when we see the things that we see, you know, I understand why we see it, but I also realize that could be a glimpse of other things that could come down the line later on and whatnot, not just in Haiti. You feel me? Not just in Haiti. That could be the forewarning for a crisis that we may see happen with other people who are not just Haitian. So I'm paying attention to everything that's taking place and whatnot, and I'm taking notes. But what I saw take place in Del Rio, you know, it wasn't nothing short of some shit that you would see on the Django, you know. And now everybody's pointing fingers and nobody want to take credit for what it is that they're doing. And like a lot of people have been pointing out, if this was the Trump administration, you niggas would be going crazy right now. You niggas would be going bonkers. You would be like, yo, this is racism 101 and all kind of stupid shit. You niggas would be crying. There would be a march. Keep in mind, there was no, I was in New York at a funeral. I didn't hear nothing about no march. They didn't have no marches in New York City. All of the Haitians from Brooklyn and whatnot didn't come together and storm the UN, you know, because they got the UN General Assembly and whatnot. This would have been a great time to go down there 100,000 deep and let your voices be heard. You know, I feel like it's the Haitians that are here. The same way that the shit is on the shoulders of the quote unquote 1% of the melanated, whatever you call them, ADOS or FBA or niggas in Paris or niggas in America, the 1% of us, it's on our shoulders to keep this shit functioning for the other 99%. The work that we're doing, you know, is going to benefit the whole and whatnot because we have the freedom to do certain things in America you know, that while that window is open, we have a responsibility to collectively bring some type of you know, some type of quote unquote evolution to people across the diaspora who look like us. We have chosen different mediums to do it. It's not just YouTube, but YouTube is a very effective tool. I'm in different places, like I've always said. I'm in the airport, I'm traveling, I'm going places. You got little kids like, look, daddy, mommy, that's that man from TV. I'm meeting people, they like, yo, I saw you on TV, right? So YouTube has been equated with TV because you could put that shit on your TV and whatnot, right? So there's never been a time in history our parents didn't have this quote unquote tool. Our the people who came, our older siblings and whatnot, they didn't have these tools. We got tools where we could be on TV in your living room, right? So our responsibility is to make sure that whatever we're talking about is worth our weight in gold, because we know that this shit is gonna stuck, it's gonna stick with us forever, right? Unless they scrub you from the internet, these digital files will be with you forever. So we're not going to get up here and waste your time. We're not going to get up here and lie to you. We're not going to get up here and cap. We're not going to get up here and play these fake ass ego, these ego games and whatnot, super ego, whatever people be going. We're not going to get up here and play these narcissistic personality disorder rants and whatnot. We're not going to go through, we ain't going to put you through none of that lower energy, lower level, bottom feeder, vagabond energy, you know, root chakra type of expressions. That's delta waves. That's all delta. All that shit that you're seeing on the internet in the past month and whatnot with the 100 channels, they're completely obsessed with a one person, right? That's all they talk about. That's all they fawn over. They're literally obsessed with this man. It's going beyond, you know, I want to call out the wrongs that brother, you know, Poor Light did. You know, now they're just literally obsessed with this man. So all of that shit that you see going on, a bunch of other shit in other situations, because there's a lot of little fires burning in this community, right? There's a lot of little fires burning, but it's a tragedy all across the board, right? That is a variant of delta. The delta brainwaves are the lower brainwaves. The delta brainwaves it would manifest in the physical realm as gossiping, lewd and lascivious activities. It would manifest as all of that bottom feeder roach like you know, that roach like activity, that lobster language that you hear people speaking, you know, backbiting, gossiping, people calling each other names, all of that fuckery, right? That's all delta, my niggas. That's delta shit. You know how they like, we in the age of Aquarius, we're also in the age of delta niggas, you know what I'm saying? So that delta frequency is even manifesting itself in the behaviors that people are enacting and whatnot. And I'm not even just talking about in this community. When you look about it across the board, right? The way that people are being gassed up, the way that the people, I'm talking about the people like your family members, the way that the people, like the way that the people have jumped on board, and they're operating under a frequency that could also be akin to being in a cult, right? The way that they're moving, it could also be akin to being in a cult, because they're following some ridiculous ass ideas and concepts. Ridiculous, don't make sense, right? It doesn't stand up against common sense. It's all about faith at this point. What do you believe in? Who do you believe in? For real, for real. Not that shit that you was out here fronting like you was down with this movement, or you believed in yourself, or you believed in the ancestors, or you believed in something that's higher on the spiritual realm. Who do you believe in? That's what this whole thing is going to test people. What that's going to test your faith is being tested, and it don't have nothing to do with me. You could never see me a day in your life again. I could be completely erased from your memory on some Men in Black shit, my nigga. Will Smith could pull out the motherfucking silver apparatus and you'll never see me again. It don't matter. At the end of the day, your will is being tested. if you're in this game, my nigga, if you signed up, if you on the motherfucking dance floor with your gym shorts, you know what I'm talking about? If you signed up to play ball, my nigga, your faith is being tested. This is the test of mice and men, right? If you bout it, or if you're not, if you're ready to give this shit the fuck up, or if you're not, if you could live uncomfortable or you can't, if you just want to eat the steak, my nigga, or some fucking oatmeal. It don't take a rocket scientist to realize that that's somewhat the direction that things are going in at a very rapid pace. We're in what is known as the quickening. What happened to 2021? October is the fourth quarter, and then it's over. It's a wrap. What the fuck happened to it? What happened to the summer? You know what I'm talking about? I went to the gym to get a summer body. I came out the gym, it was fall. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, it didn't even wait for me. We're in a quickening. Shit is happening real fast, right? Families are beginning to become restless. You got to leave the house if you didn't get the Jabberwocky. You got to pack it up and go. They're getting restless. You know what I'm talking about? They're drawing the line in the sand. You feel me? Couples are having problems, you know, in the areas of, you know, procreation, because they're like, yo, I don't want this type of I don't want this in my body. Shit is crazy. So it's very important that we stay tapped in. It's very important that we have these conversations. But unfortunately, the type of conversations, the grown conversations, you know, the conversations that are not, we don't have to necessarily police ourselves. The conversations that we could unwind and tap in, we're not going to do it on these quote unquote open air platforms. It's almost like being in Harlem or being outside and you know that they have surveillance on you. It's hot outside. They call the popo on you. There's agents lurking and whatnot. It's open air. There's no, you don't have no real protection. Versus if you say, yo, meet up at 7:00 behind a paywall. You niggas gotta pay to get in here. $40. National Black Theater, Long Island University. You know, it was $10, but I'm just saying. It's all about what you want to charge, right? It's based on you. Behind the paywall, right? You're able to say more. Behind a place where people gather socially behind closed door in a private setting, right? You're able to do more versus you being on a soapbox and you standing outside in the sight of everybody, in the scrutiny of everyone, but you're being surveilled openly by cameras that are pointing in your face and all kind of other apparatuses and whatnot. You're just, you know, so you're going to become very apprehensive when you really want to say something or share something or go in when you're beginning to cook and whatnot. You're not going to want the top of the pot to boil off and whatnot. You're not going to cook that much where you just start boiling over. You're going to pump your brakes because you'll be like, you know what? I'm outside. That's exactly where we at right here. As you see me on YouTube, we're outside, my niggas. We're outside. We're in a motherfucking schoolyard with all the teachers around us. We're in publicly viewed and scrutinized places. This is heavily surveilled. Blue sent me an article about this, about the spyware that they're working with. You know what I mean? Very highly advanced spyware. Could even see activities in the dark web. That's how deep it goes. You know, maybe not tonight, but maybe on Melanin Monday, I'll read the article and we'll talk about that and go a little bit deeper. But yeah, you know, so there's a lot of things that I want to say, but I am not going to say it. Come to the workshops and come through the Patreon and let's have these conversations. And on these platforms, we'll keep it cordial. We'll disseminate the knowledge. We'll bombard you with information. Right? We'll bombard you with information, but understand you're in a controlled environment, right? So listen for some of the cold words that are being spoken, and listen for the subtleties, because I might say something by saying something else. I might say something and only we know what it is that I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's one of them things that only, we could be like, okay, I know what son talking about. What's the Patreon? The Patreon address, Corinne. How you doing, sister? How's everything? I see you on your travels. That's a beautiful thing. I'm living vicariously through you on your travels and whatnot. I'm like, yeah, I'm out there in Mexico, nigga, popping. So definitely keep moving around. And when you find a place this identical to Zion, you let me know, because I'm asking that question to all of the listeners and whatnot, all of the supporters. I'm like, where's Zion at? Does anybody know? Does anybody got the skinny on where the fuck Zion is at? Because sooner or later we're gonna have to meet up there. So where is Zion? I know where the Matrix is. I'm familiar where the Matrix is. Where's Zion? You know what I'm saying? And how many people are preparing to be in Zion? Because if this ain't the Matrix, if this is not a scene out of the Matrix, the things that are going on society wise or societal wise, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know to what extremes you want to experience this thing. But from all signs and symbols that the naked eye can see, we are definitely beginning to mimic scenes out of the Matrix right now, and this shit is looking crazy. It's looking crazy, hands down. Hands down. You still looking for it? Yeah, just let me know when you find it, and when I find it, you'll be one of the first to know as well. So we're on the search, right? We're on a quest collectively. This ain't about ego. This ain't about I found it first, I'm gonna put my name on it. None of that, bro. This is about survival and strival and whatnot at the end of the day, because most of us who want to strive and thrive, we look at situations like what we see in society and we smile and whatnot, because we're able to pivot into anything, whether the market is falling, we know how to get the bag, or whether the market is going great. It doesn't matter what's going on. There's still opportunities that are continuously being birthed by the day. So the key is to be able to tap into that, and we can have these other conversations at lunch, my nigga, over some sea moss tea. You know what I mean? But don't waste my time while we get into these solutions and whatnot, because we could see the negative and we could peep the positive in it. On a positive note, I got a new iMac, right? And the brother who I went to take it to get fixed, because I like to get my electronics and my private stuff fixed by brothers and whatnot, because that's sensitive, very sensitive information. I would be damned if I drop any of my my Apple devices off at the Apple store. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not doing that because I don't trust their employees. The information is too sensitive. My shit is like top secret. I don't know about y'all, but I value the privacy. And to be honest with you, like I said, with these new programs, you don't know what the fuck has been taken off of your computer. You don't know what's private. You don't know what loopholes and what doorways they've been opening up and whatnot, as we hop on these $1 trillion surveillance networks like Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, all of them shits, LinkedIn. That shit is linked into a bigger network where they're scouring and they're data mining, and they're collecting a lot of information. Please believe me, a lot of information. So you might want to practice some type of restraint before spilling everything into these quote unquote platforms, because they're gonna own your intellectual property, and they're gonna have a lot of data on you. And they're talking about already creating your data twin, physical versions of your digital twin, because you have a digital twin with a digital footprint that exists in the quote unquote cyber world. But they're talking about manifesting your digital twin into an actual, either a robotic, something that is humanoid robotic, or the DNA, being able to transfer that into DNA, and then being able to, create a whole nother you, similar to the movie Gemini Man, you know? So, it is very important. Tribe is very important these days. You're going to find yourself drawn to people who are alikes, family, based off of the way that they think, based off of the fact that y'all have a lot more in common than you have different wise. It might even be people of another pigmentation and nationality and whatnot. But that's where this thing is heading. A lot of people are highly encouraged that you get around people who can have conversations with you that are going to be intellectual conversation that can feed your intellect and not your fear body, not your pain body, not your worry body, not the doubting Thomas that's inside of you sitting on your shoulders. If you should be in ciphers with people who are code breakers, you should be in ciphers with people who are solution based. You should be in ciphers with people who are dealing with the quote unquote, and they see the world through the same rose colored glasses that you see the world. Because if you sit around and you live around and you lay around and you stand around individuals who are on a delta variant frequency, who are thinking and who are completely locked in and pledge allegiance to a certain type of quote unquote entity or egregor or corporate entity, you're going to find yourself in a very uncomfortable, compromised positions when, down the line. And I'm just shooting, I'm just saying, maybe it's beginning to look like that. So at least with people who may be on your frequency, and the way that YouTube, the algorithm in the last few months has shown me, the people who you might have even thought was your people is not. So there's another level of discernment when it even comes to that, because there's a whole lot of goofies out here that I wouldn't want to spend a few minutes around them. It's going to be a drain on my energy, because they show their hands and you see the character and the integrity that they lack. And you like, nah, I can't be around nobody like that. Shoot up, talk about, I might wind up catching a body. I can't be around no goofy like that. They're going to trigger me. So you're being shown a lot. Just pay attention to what's being shown to you. Pay attention what the ancestors are saying. The great divine speaks through signs. Pay attention to what the subtleties that are being said without having to say it. Everybody's not going to say what needs to be said. Your spirit is telling you what it is. Your intuition is letting you know what it is. It's you that's fighting it. You know what I'm talking about? It's usually you that's fighting it. But you know what it is. You know who to fuck with and who not to fuck with. You know who to listen to and who not to listen to, because you're wasting your time. And you don't have time to waste. I'm just here to let you know that. You might think that you do, but you go ahead and play with it if you want. You're going to wake up and it's 2025. It's 2025. And your child is 25. So this is the opportunity time. This is the opportune time to tap into all of these new economic possibilities. This is the opportune time to begin to pivot and do something different. This is the opportune time to unplug from your comfort zone and get into a space where it may be a little uncomfortable in the beginning, you know what I mean? Because you're finding your way and whatnot. But this is the opportune time to jump and learn how to fly, maybe even in mid jump. But I highly recommend that you are trained to jump, you know what I mean, and to float, and to make it down safely. Don't just jump out the window. Make your decisions and make your choices based off of what your spirit is really saying to you, and you know the direction that it's telling you to move in. You know, let me see what's good with my brother MANSA. Let me see if he's gonna be available, because I'm not gonna be on here all night. You know. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you hit the share button. And make sure you hit the subscribe button. You know what I mean? This is KTL Empowerment. This channel, we deal with empowerment. This channel, we deal with stream chasers. This channel, we deal with a lot of educational speakers. We bring on guests and whatnot. So we're going to be doing a lot more on the KTL Empowerment page. This is definitely time for empowerment. This is time for those conversations to be had. This is the time for you know, a lot of uplifting speakers to come amongst us to speak to us. There's a lot of depression in the communities or the networks or just the world and whatnot, because we can't deal with the whole world. It's not enough of us, but we're talking about our networks. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of depression. There's a lot of people that are feeling down and out. There's a lot of people that are just down and out spiritually and whatnot. So it is important to tap into empowerment. It is definitely important to tap into the solutions. You know, and it's important to put the information in front of the people so they can exercise their options and not feel stuck. You know what I mean? That's very important. You know, so let me remind you once again, there may be people that just came in here. This right here is coming up on September 30th. This is on September 30th. This is entitled Strive and Thrive, Q4 2021, introducing the MANSA Freedom Plan. All right, where the brother will be talking about futures tradings, option tradings, DeFi, crypto banking, and insurance adjusting. All right, these are 4 brand new income streams that we're bringing to the Stream Chaser platform. Shout out to all of my stream chasers that are out there chasing that bag, getting to their dreams and whatnot, and living it up. This brother right here is going to give you a foolproof plan, a plan that doesn't require you to be shot up, a plan that doesn't require you to be of a certain type of, you know, status and whatnot, a plan that doesn't require you to even be of a certain ethnicity, a plan that doesn't care if you have a felony on your record, a plan that doesn't care if you are quote unquote, you know, not the right complexion for the protection. You know, this is going to be something that you can utilize, because as you can see, they're closing it in slowly and letting people know, if you're not conforming, if you don't bend to our will, we're going to make it very uncomfortable for you to function in the matrix. You're either going to have to go underground to Zion, or you're going to suffer in the matrix. If you don't see the constriction taking place, you know what I mean? A boa constrictor. If you don't see the constriction taking place, my nigga, what can I tell you? You know what I mean? I can only help you, but so far. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a miracle worker. I can only assist you, but so much. If you don't see that, then who, you know, who are you listening to? Who's your master teacher? DJ Vlad? Okay. Yes, sir. So I just got the word back from my guy. He's on a Zoom with his students. You know, he has people that works for him, and the brother's kind of caught up. This is not I'm not gonna be here for long. You know, I'm still in the process of moving. And I got a lot of work that I need to do. I still have to study for this upcoming situation, this workshop that we have coming up. So what we'll be doing, that's why I want y'all to hit subscribe. We might even do an impromptu show before Monday, right? Because I know the next show is Melanin Monday. We might pop up and do something this weekend. Or if not, you'll see the brother on Monday. And then we'll probably do a brief show on Thursday before the actual workshop begins. But you know, it's been fun. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to all of the family that tapped in tonight. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank y'all for holding space. You know what I'm talking about? And yeah, you know, fingers crossed by next week, Know the Ledge Media will be up and running, and we'll be able to broadcast from that platform and things of that nature. You know what I'm talking about? But in the meantime, between time, make sure y'all get your tickets for the workshop. Make sure y'all hit that Patreon. Sign up to the Patreon. We got 3 different tiers and whatnot. Choose the tier that you think benefits what it is that you come in to receive. If you're here to get information that's not on social media, it's not available on any websites. This is exclusive material like the PDFs and certain lectures that I've done over the years and whatnot, then this is the right place to go. If you're going to want to tap into these live streams that I'll be doing, where I'll be bringing on guests and other things, then that's also the place to go. If you just want to support, because we've been putting in a lot of work, and you like, you know what, that brother deserves to be patronized, then that's also another place to go. And I appreciate every single one of you. So with that being said, love and light. Y'all stay good. Y'all stay dangerous. You know what I mean? Stay free. Peace and love.